Do you want to chat to your friends on Discord whilst you hear the gameplay sounds on console? Are you tired of having to use wires in order to achieve something like that? Are you tired of switching wires around just so you can get audio from both of your sources? Then I've got the perfect solution for you. I could so be an actor for like adverts and stuff like that. I'd be amazing. So I game on console. I use the Xbox and the PS4, and I use the PC to chat to my friends on Discord. Now my biggest problem so far has been having to use a wired headset in order to achieve gameplay audio and Discord audio together. So previously I was using the chat link cable, and it works great. It's a fantastic workaround, and it allows you to hear both your PC audio and your gameplay audio. But my issue was I wanted something wireless, and I wasn't getting that. I had a wireless headset and I couldn't use it for that purpose because it wasn't capable of having audio come into it from two different sources. I went and picked up, what the hell? Where is this on? The Steelseries Arctis Pro. Amazon Day deal. Fantastic pair of headphones. Like, this is probably one of the best gaming headsets that I've ever tried, and from the reviews, a lot of other people agree. It's got the transmitter base, which you can input all of your audio sources into, and it comes straight up to the headset. However, this also has its limitations. Now, this isn't a review about the headset. We can put that way. What it is despite it being a fantastic headset, it has that limitation. You can't have two sources of audio come in to the transmitter and you be able to hear that together. You can, but at the same time you can't. If I wanted to hook up, say, a dual PC setup, I can't have two lines come in to the transmitter base and then both of the audio sources come up to my headset. It just doesn't work. It has a limitation. It's got two ports at the back and it doesn't let me do it. I can't explain that part very well, but basically it doesn't let me do what I wanted it to do alone. So using the headset as a core base, I came up with a method which basically gave me not only audio from, say, my Xbox and PC at the same time, but also the Ps4 and PC at the same time without me having to switch wires around. And if I wanted to, I could probably add one or two more sources of audio into that. Say I had a second PC and I wanted to add that on. Probably could do that as well. I haven't tried it because I don't have a second PC. But if I did, maybe I could. So this workaround, I like to call my ultimate audio rig. It gives me exactly the kind of audio control that I want through all my devices, coming straight up to that wireless headset. Where is it? Coming straight up to this wireless headset without me ever needing to touch another wire again. Wireless headset means I can move around anywhere I want without having the wires restrict me, especially during a stream or while I'm gaming. So this setup takes a little bit of inspiration from Harris Heller, who in one of his videos gave me the idea of using an Astro Mixamp combined with the transmitter base for the Steelseries Arctis Pro and using them together to get audio sources into my headset. I'll put the link for that video in the description box down below and you guys can check it out, and I'll even time code where he says it. So using this setup, like I said, I can get audio from all those different sources just by maybe clicking a few buttons and changing the source on my PC. So in order for this to work, there are a couple of things that you want to get. Guys, before I move on, make sure you hit that like, subscribe and notification bell. It really helps out the channel and I'm really happy that you guys are watching my videos. Also go over and follow me on Twitch. I do stream there several times a week. All the links are in the description box down below, so go get following. Now, where were we? So what you want to do is get your hands on an Astro Mixamp Pro. It can be any Mixamp, but I'm using the Astro Mixamp because I know it works. Harris Heller used it, mentions it in this video, and therefore I take it as a proven that this method will work with that. The second thing you need is one of these. It's a ground loop isolator. What it does is basically gets rid of kind of static noise that you'd hear through the headset when you're plugging everything in. And with all the kind of different things that are connecting with one another, you're going to need one of these. Next up, you're going to need two aux cables, so 3.5mm jack to a 3.5mm jack, and you'll find out the reason why when I'm going through the sound. Lastly, you're going to need the optical cable that comes with the Arctis Pro and the optical cable that comes with your Mixamp. Now, they don't have to be obviously exactly those ones. Any optical cable of each type is going to work. The Mixamp Optical Pro has a male end and a normal end. I honestly don't know what they call that. I'll put it in the text box down here. But, well, one of the ends is slightly different to the cable that you're going to get with the Steelseries Pro. But both of them are important because you need to have this specific type of cable in order to make it work with a Mixamp. Now for the method. The first thing you want to do is plug in the power cable that comes with a Steelseries transmitter base. Now that's important because this is another thing that kind of ground loops the entire system and it gets rid of any static. I tried using it without it and there is a little bit of static in the headset and I didn't really like that. So plug that in, plug the other end of that power cable into a kind of USB charger port or whatever, or if you've got even into your PC, or if you've got like a built-in kind of USB port on your extension or your socket, then plug it into there. Next thing you want to do is take the USB cable that comes with the transmitter base, plug the micro or mini USB port into the base, and the other end goes directly into your PC. This is very important for getting the audio through, and you'll find out why later. Next up, take the optical cable that comes with the Arctis Pro, plug one end into the optical in port on your transmitter base, and the other end goes into your PS4. Make sure it goes into the PS4 and not the Xbox. Next, take one of your aux cables, plug one end into the line out port of your transmitter base, and then the other end will go into your PC. Make sure it's a line out port. It's very important because of a reason that I don't know, but this is how it worked. It didn't work the other way around for me. So make sure it's a line out port because you are going to be using the aux settings on the headset quite a lot. Now put aside the transmitter base and pick up the Mixamp. Now for the Mixamp, again, it's a similar kind of thing. You want to take the USB cable that comes with it, plug in the mini USB side into the Mixamp, and then plug the other end into your PC. Now take the male optical end of the cable that comes with the Mixamp and plug that into the optical port of your Mixamp, with the other end now going into your Xbox. Next up, take the ground loop isolator, plug in the small aux cable into one end of the isolator, and then the other end of that small aux cable goes into the headphone jack on the front of your Mixamp. This is very important because that is what basically going to allow you to connect to the transmitter base and make your transmitter base act as a wired headset. Your headset itself is going to be wireless afterwards, but this is the magic. Now, you want to connect everything up so that it all works together. What you want to do is take your second aux cable, connect one end into the ground loop isolator that's already connected to your Mixamp, and the other end goes into the line in port of your transmitter base. This now connects the Mixamp to your transmitter base and allows the transmitter base to act as a receiver for any audio sources that are going into your Mixamp. And that's why all of this works, is because now you've got audio sources not only going into the Mixamp, but also your transmitter base, and everything basically can get routed into your headset. But you'll have to tweak the settings a little bit in order for you to make this work. Disclaimer, the way I've set this up works perfectly for me with the equipment that I've got and the type of headset I've got. If you try and do this with a different headset, I cannot guarantee that it's going to work. This works for me because of the way that I've rigged it all to kind of work together. I've looked everywhere for guides on how to do this so that I can get both my consoles connected up to the same headset without me having to kind of switch wires around, and this is the only workaround that I've figured out myself. Now, like I said, there will be some settings that you're going to have to. So we're going to start with the Xbox. So if you want to get audio from your Xbox and your PC, what you're going to have to do is two things. Firstly, on your transmitter base, you're going to have to change your source to aux. Now, generally for my headset, I keep everything on aux most of the time anyway. It just works for me and it's easier. The clarity on the audio is right there, so I haven't faced any issues with that. Next up, you want to go to your PC, and on your PC, you want to change the audio source that you're outputting to the Astro Mixamp. Now, this is why you want to choose the Astro Mixamp, because your Astro Mixamp is connected via a USB cable to your PC, but also via optical cable to your console. So the audio sources from both of those are going to be going together into your Astro Mixamp. Now, because you've got your Mixamp connected to your transmitter base via an aux cable and the source is set to aux, any audio that you get coming through the Mixamp will come through your transmitter base and into your headset. So there's magic there. Your Xbox isn't physically connected to the transmitter base, but you're still getting audio through your headphones via the Mixamp Pro. Now we're going to do the PS4. Now, for whatever reason, if you want to swap from playing on the Xbox to the PS4, which is something I quite often do during long gameplay sessions, then this is why this method exists. So for the PS4, what you want to do is you want to set your audio source on your transmitter base to PS4. Then on your PC, you want to swap the output source to Arctis Pro Wireless. Now what happens is, because you're connected via USB to the PC and via optical cable to the PS4, you're gonna get audio from both sources into your headset directly through the transmitter base. In this case, the Mixamp Pro doesn't do anything. However, now like I said, what this allows you to do is easily switch between the sources so that you don't have to change wires around, you don't have to have a cable going from anywhere, you don't have to use the channeling cable or any of that. All you have to do is go and swap the sources on your PC and the source on your transmitter base so that you're getting the right audio into your headset. Now for me, this is relatively simple to do because I use the Wavelink software because I've got the Elgato Wave 3 as microphone, and I can do all of this in a push of a button or two. I've got everything hooked up to a Stream Deck, and press of a button swaps the audio source on my PC, and then a little toggle on the transmitter base, or even from my headset itself, swaps the audio source on my headset, and I'm good to go. Now if you're not using the PS4 or the Xbox and you just want to have audio coming through your PC, then you can set it to either the PC setting or the aux setting, whatever suits your fancy, on your transmitter base, and then just hook it up on the PC so that your audio source is coming directly to your headset rather than going through the Mixamp. Now remember guys, this works for me. Hopefully, if you've got the same kind of equipment, it works for you too. And if this is exactly what you're trying to do, I hope this video has been really helpful for you guys. I hope I've been clear. If you guys have any questions about what I've said today or are a little confused, then do make sure you hit me up in the comments down below. I always make sure to reply to any comments that come through, so your questions are more than welcome. Guys, if you enjoyed today's video, then do make sure you hit that like and subscribe buttons. It really helps me out and helps the channel out as well. Guys, help me get to that 1,000 subscribers so that I can get monetized and bring you even more useful content just like. Until next time everybody, Kaya24 signing out. Yo, that was this gun.